Hi, I'm Rin. Welcome to my channel, and this is a channel where I share my daily activities, blogs about my diet, highs, lows, and recipes. I was actually talking to my father today, and he had a friend who had to switch their diet around, and they suggested a really wonderful idea. And now there are obviously variations you can do, but what she mentioned his friend mentioned to him was that you could take for tacos, you could take a lettuce and use that as your shell. And that's a really clever idea. I actually do like that idea. And for the taco seasoning, if you don't want to make the seasoning yourself from scratch, which you can find a lot of seasonings online, and you can leave out the salt and make it very healthy yourself. If you don't feel you have the time to do that, Mrs. Dash, I am told, makes a sodium-free one. And that would be really healthy. Now, keep in mind, you want to cut your salt down, but not out completely. You do always do need like small amounts of sodium daily so that your body can absorb the water. So the thing is, though, in the world that we live in now, you're going to get that salt. You can cut it out of your daily diet and still get that salt, because it's just everywhere now and just like everything. Um, there are two options I wanted to bring up for like making your own pizza. One of them, it's like two different crusts. My favorite way to do it is to take the low carb tortillas that you can get in the store, and they have like I think 3 or 4 carbs in them. And then I take the tortilla, dry it out, and that's now my crust. And then I make my own sauce from scratch. And to thicken it, I use cornstarch. So that way I'm not using tomato paste, so I don't, put any extra sugar in it, no extra salt. I can control it. And of course, I put the whatever seasoning I feel like having in that. And then, of course, you can get fat-free mozzarella. Now, keep in mind, fat-free mozzarella is not really going to melt. That's the only problem with using that. That being said, it still tastes quite delicious. If you don't want to use fat-free mozzarella, because you do kind of want that melty thing, just get the low-fat mozzarella. You'll still get the melt with it, and it's still going to be leaner than, of course, regular mozzarella. And another thing is they do make fat-free cheddar cheese, and with tacos, you just sprinkle it on the top anyway, so even though it doesn't melt, you still get a wonderful flavor of the cheddar cheese, and it's a lot more healthier for you than, of course, the full fat cheddar cheese, which is typically what's used on tacos, I guess. Well, that's what I used growing up, so. But everybody's different, of course. You can always get low-fat cheddar cheese if you really do like that meltiness to it. Another thing I'm looking at is for the other solution for the crust that you can get. I saw where you can just get chicken, boneless, skinless chicken. You cook it up and then you shred it up and then you mix egg white in it and then you pat it out to where it's now your crust, and then of course you bake that, and then it becomes a very high protein, no carb crust. And so for somebody who wants to use that as a great protein source for their pizza, a lot of people like chicken on their pizza. Chicken's a very neutral flavor. You can even flavor the chicken when you cook it. There are so many possibilities doing with that. I've never actually tried that recipe, but it does sound delicious, to be honest with you. And it is another opportunity for you to slip in more protein in your diet and to kind of curb those carbs. So it's just kind of like two different ways of looking at it. You could still get your pizza and you can still have a delicious pizza. You're just not have to have those heavy carbs that will like weigh you down and just make you feel I don't know. When you eat a lot of carbs like that, you just kind of get tired and you get kind of weighed down. And That's how I feel anyway. And when I'm not eating healthy, I feel it. I really do. So I feel better when I do stick with the lighter stuff and the protein stuff. And I find that I have more energy. Focusing is always going to be hard with me because I have ADHD. So that I can't even, yeah, it doesn't matter. Focusing is always going to be a thing with me. But looking at that, that being said, that is a couple recipes. And of course, you can always add all kinds of vegetables to your pizza, whatever you prefer on for topping, and whatever proteins you want, really. I mean, you can do turkey sausage. Turkey sausage and turkey bacon, I like them both. My partner, on the other hand, he doesn't really like turkey bacon. But here's the thing. Here's the flip side. You can have regular bacon, but it's about moderation, of course. You know, you want to, of course, get the bacon and maybe have one or two slices and like leave it at that. Don't go, or my favorite thing to do when you're having bacon is you take those slices that come in the package and you cut it in half, the one slice, and cut it in half so it's actually looks like two slices when it's done, and it kind of messes with your brain, making you think you have two slices but it's only one. And it's a psychological thing you can do with your brain to make you think that you're getting more and you feel more satisfied with it, but you're actually eating less. So just a little trick. And another little trick to do is uh, if you do get some stomach surgery, they say don't drink anything with carbonation in it because your stomach is no longer big enough for that. What I have heard from people who do like their fizzy drinks. Now, keep in mind, you're going to have to do the sugar-free ones at this point because sugar is empty calories that you're taking in. It really is. And you really want, if you do want like a splurge, you do want to have something that's 0 calories. I prefer water, of course. That's my go-to. That's what I grab when I go anywhere. But uh, if you do want that rare treat, it's still possible. You just got to make sure you flatten it. And one thing you do is you get it like in a little bottle and you just kind of let all the carbonation out. It's not the same. It really isn't. But it's just, again, retraining your brain and getting used to something different. It doesn't mean it's necessarily bad, it just means different. But truth be told, honestly, I don't really have that problem. I'm not a really big soda fan. Growing up, soda in my house, my parents' house, was a treat that when we went out to eat, we got, or we bought it ourselves with our pocket money, allowance money. My parents really didn't buy soda or candy or ice cream. All that was like holidays and treat things like that because my brother had his ADHD and I have ADHD, but mine is not as severe as his. So he was because he was so severe with his ADHD, my parents kind of limited a lot of sugar that we got. And I kind of appreciate that because that meant most of our snacks were fruits and vegetables. So now, most of my snacks are fruits and vegetables, and I don't feel I'm missing out too much. I feel that I am becoming healthier as a person, and I am able to incorporate fruits and vegetables in my diet a lot easier, I think, than most people because a lot of people, like my friends growing up, they had the Kool-Aid, they had the snack treats and things like that, and we had fruits and vegetables and healthy wheat bread, and now I have basis for being able to eat that and enjoy it quite effectively. So there is that. I do think because that does give me a good base of being able to transition back to being a healthier lifestyle is because I had that growing up. Now, was I skinny? No. Because you can eat healthy and still gain weight. That just goes with moderation, portion control, exercise. You, I am living proof that you can gain weight, and many people are. You can gain weight eating healthy. It can happen. It really can. And you just it. That's why it's a juggle. That's why I say use your phone, get a fitness app, use the food diary, log what you're eating that day so it tells you where your proteins are at, where your calories are at, where your fruit servings, vegetable servings, etc., how many you had that day. It lets you know where your nutrients are. And multivitamins are actually very beneficial. Now, not all multivitamins are the same. Like, keep in mind, when you get a multivitamin, make sure that you don't get a multivitamin that has iron and calcium because you're just going to waste your money. Iron and calcium cannot be taken together. If you take them together, they cancel each other out and your body cannot absorb either one of those. And the second most important thing is when you do take iron, make sure you have vitamin C. That's very important because otherwise your body's not going to be able to absorb it. The third important thing when it comes to vitamins, and this is really important, you want chewable vitamins or gel cap vitamins or capsules. Even gummies is better than compressed vitamins. If you get a compressed vitamin, it's actually too condensed and your body's not able to fully absorb those nutrients. And it makes it very hard for you to get the nutrients from that. And so again, you're just going to be wasting your money. You feel like you're doing something great. I'm taking my daily vitamins. But your body's not receiving the nutrients for those vitamins. So you got to keep those things in mind when you are going out to get extra nutrients from vitamins. They are a great thing. I take personally, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different vitamins a day. Not all at the same time. I divide it to where I have all my iron type stuff. The stuff with my iron is in the mornings, and then in the evenings, I have my calcium. And then that way I know that they're never too close together. It's really only needed about 2 hours apart between the two. You don't have to divide it up that far apart. That's just how I have mine set up. And that's just what works for me. So, yeah, that way you're not wasting money on these vitamins. And these vitamin companies aren't going to tell you. Why do they care? They're going to make your money anyway. So that was a hard one for me because it was hard to find because I have to be on bariatric vitamins now. And it was really hard to find a bariatric vitamin that either had iron or calcium in it, but not both. And I found one, which was great. And it was also chewable, so double great. And it it just took a lot of researching, and I didn't even learn this stuff about most of the things about vitamins until this year. Let's be real. I knew about the compressed vitamin when I was in my 30s. I want to say in my 30s. I'm older than that, obviously. But it was like a while ago. But the rest of that I learned this year, and it's from talking to doctors and dietitians, and it's a lot of information that was given to me, and I had wished I'd known all along so I could start this journey sooner, and it's not. It was never given to me before. They're like, you're overweight, you gotta lose weight. How do you do it? that's all for today. I hope you've been, I hope it's been helpful. And I would like to say, remember to hydrate. And your imperfections are beautiful because your imperfections are what make you who you are and make you unique. I think it's, it's honestly, imperfections are the most beautiful thing about a person. So never let anybody tell you otherwise. And with hope, anything is possible. So never give up hope. Till next time, love you all.